everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. I normally film these on Sunday afternoons, but to this episode, I am actually filming on Saturday evening because I don't have time to shoot, edit, and upload this on Sunday afternoon because we have tickets to see Godzilla Minus One, which I'm kind of excited about. Shooting early, I'll upload it on Sunday while we're at the movie. I will talk about that next episode. But I did go to the movies this afternoon. I went to see Silent Night, the new John Woo movie, which unfortunately was kind of disappointing. The premise is basically this guy is shot through the throat so he can't speak, hence Silent Night. It takes place at Christmas, so it starts at Christmas and ends at Christmas a year later, so it's a Christmas movie. He wants revenge on the gang members and the gang leader whose crazy gunfire killed his son. And so it's a revenge movie, and the whole gimmick is that there's barely any dialogue in it whatsoever, and he never speaks. So it's Silent Night. The thing is that this is such a wild, over-the-top premise. I was expecting, wild, over-the-top, stylized violence and insanity and whatever, and it kind of wasn't. I was kind of disappointed. It's a little straightforward, and it's also kind of awkward when people aren't speaking, because they have these, looks and staring contests and stuff, and it's like, oh my god, somebody speak. It just feels weird. I feel like maybe if it was a little more, stylized, the lack of dialogue wouldn't have been so weird. But it was a little off-putting, and it also keeps you from, feeling for the characters and getting into it and stuff. It kind of keeps you at a remove, because it's all just sort of there. There is some good action and violence, and the climax of the film is solid. But it's not really worth everything it takes to get to that point. And even then, I was just like, I'm not seeing anything that I've never seen before, which is what I was hoping for. Like some crazy slow motion, wild, violent something or other. I don't even know. I didn't get that. So I was kind of disappointed. So this is definitely wait for streaming if you want to see it. Don't go pay for this in the theater. I didn't pay for it because it's A-list, and I said, whatever, I have Christmas shopping to do. I'll just go and see a movie and then do some Christmas shopping. So it doesn't cost me anything out of my pocket to go see the movie. Just the 2 hours that I sat in the theater. It was all right. As for games, I haven't started anything new. I'm still playing Animal Crossing, obviously. And I've been spending more time on Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'm trying to still play shorter sessions, although, because it does get a little repetitive with just, the hunting and gathering and crafting and giving and delivering and whatever. But I will say that sometimes I can't do it in a short thing because some of the missions end up getting a little long and I get kind of involved, and then I'm like, oh, let me go and do this and let me go and do that. And I'm like, oh, let me go to the restaurant and cook some stuff so that I can feed them and get some more Dreamlight points. Because I did spend some Dreamlight points. I spent almost all of my Dreamlight to open the Forbidden Forest or the Forbidden Lands or whatever it is. And there's, a little house shaped like a pumpkin, but the fairy godmother wasn't in there. And I was like, okay, what the hell? So it didn't start any story quest. And I was like, what the heck? Rude. I just wasted all that Dreamlight. I mean, I didn't waste it because I was going to have to open it eventually, but because it turns out that after a few more days, and I was like, la la la, and I got enough Dreamlight again, then I was like, okay, let me go and open up the Frozen Realm, the Frosted Heights, or whatever it's called. And when I did that started a story quest where you meet Olaf, and it's a multi-staged quest full of lots of crap, and it took a while. It took a couple days before I could finish it. And once I finished that story quest, then the fairy godmother showed up in the pumpkin house. you had to do them in that order. And I was like, okay, for the story to make sense, like you had to do this and then you had to do that. The problem is, I was like, well, how was I supposed to know what order I was supposed to do things in? And then I'm like, because the developers probably assumed that everyone's going to want to open up Frozen. You already have Anna and Elsa and Kristoff to start with. You're just getting Olaf, but you want Frozen, and it's like, oh, Frozen. Nobody cares about a Forbidden Forest or whatever, and the fairy godmother from Cinderella. Like, that's old school. I care, so I unlocked that first, but she didn't show up until I finished the Frozen mission. And then while I was doing that story mission, I suddenly got this pop-up that was like a warning that was like, warning, this particular quest and this part of the storyline deals with some like heavy emotions like anger and depression and like, if you don't feel like you're in the right headspace for this, maybe don't do this mission right now and do it when you are feeling more ready. And I was like, come on, it's a Disney game. How bad could it be? So I did it. And it got dark. I was surprised that it got as dark as it did. It's not like super dark, obviously, but I was like, okay, they weren't kidding. Like, this is a bit grim and dark. And I'm like, oof, okay. But I appreciated that. And so Disney Dreamlight Valley continues to surprise me. And I have been playing more of it, obviously, because I finished Spider-Man, as I mentioned in the last episode when I talked about that. But I did have those 2 additional trophies to unlock. I checked and there were only 2. And thankfully, they had the one about the flying had a hint where you could actually watch a little video. And they're like, here's the right path to take to get the easiest route. Because you had to fly from the financial district all the way up to Astoria, Queens. So, like, the trick is that the wind tunnels are easy, but then you had to hit the updrafts at just the right spot to get the full lift so that you could make it over the building to the next updraft, which would then get you over to the river where you could get the wind tunnel across and then up, and then you're done. And oh my God, it took me like, I don't even know, I lost count of how many times. Thank God for the fast travel, because like I would literally do the wind tunnel, I would fuck up that first updraft, hit the building, and then I would just go to the map, select the financial district, fast travel into it, and thank God it's quick, and you just go swoop right back into it and you could start again. And I did that dozens of times. Because if you don't hit that first updraft right, the whole thing is, you're never going to do it. If you can get that one, you can get the second one, and then you're good. But, oh my God, it was such a pain in the ass. Because you had to hit it just right. You hit it too high, you don't get enough oomph. You hit it too low, you don't go high enough. Oh my God, I swear. I thought I was going to go insane. But I did it, and I eventually flew through, and I got the right wind tunnels, and I got up there, and I finally got that trophy. And I was like, thank you. The other one was much easier because it was just a question of like activating the Venom Surge mode and then using Venom powers while you're in Venom Surge mode. So it was just a matter of like running around the city, looking for random crimes to pop up, and then just beating up a bunch of symbiotes and hunters, and then activating the Venom Surge mode so that you could get credit for using Venom powers. And then eventually, after like 3 or 4 fights, it was like, and bing, there's your trophy. And I was like, thank you. And getting that trophy also meant I platinumed Spider-Man 2, which is surprising to me because I don't usually platinum these kinds of big games. Because usually the bigger games like this, they'll have some kind of like online play component, which I never touch, so I don't get any of those trophies. Or they'll have like crazy combat trophies that take all kinds of skills where you have to do like really skilled things that I'm not able to accomplish. Which is why I tend to only platinum like indie games, So like Sable. Segue. I saw that Sony announced their new free PlayStation Plus games for December, and it includes Sable. I'm pretty sure that back when I played Sable, like over the summer or whatever, as I was thinking about getting Sable, and when I did get Sable, I'm pretty sure, I didn't check to confirm, but I'm pretty sure that back then I probably said, this is totally showing up on PlayStation Plus in a month, but whatever. I didn't feel like waiting anymore. I was in the mood for it. And I mean, I only paid like $12.50 for it. It was already on sale for like half off, so I was like, whatever. But now it's free. And if you want a visually unique and beautiful science fiction exploration game that isn't too terribly taxing or long, check it out if you have PlayStation Plus, because I liked it. I liked it quite a bit. And it's easy to platinum. Yeah. One more thing before I go. I wanted to mention something else I discovered that Sony did that was super annoying. I was, playing Spider-Man. This is a couple weeks I've been forgetting to mention this. Playing Spider-Man, taking my virtual photography, and I take a nice picture and I want to go share it online. So I go to the share section and I go to the photo album and I go to share it. And I'm like, hey, where'd the Twitter option go? And I back out and I go back in, it's still not there. I'm like, because sometimes it's not connecting and there's a problem, whatever, but there's usually an option. So I Google, and it turns out that yes, indeed, Sony removed direct posting to Twitter from the PlayStation. I remember back in the day, like, you could post to Facebook and Twitter. Like, I get, like, Facebook memories of, like, old trophies and shit, because it used to post your trophies automatically. And then I was like, I have to shut that off, because my Facebook friends and family, like, they don't want to see that I just got a trophy for doing a lot of headshots in Uncharted. That's weird. But, like, I don't remember when they removed Facebook access, but you could tweet, and I love to tweet my virtual photography to social media so that everyone can see it. I'm not calling it X. So I was like super annoyed, and I'm like, this was the advantage the PlayStation had over the Xbox. Like, when I had the PS4 and the Xbox 360, or the Xbox One, I mean, like, PlayStation, share, go in, share it, adds hashtags automatically, zip, and it's on Twitter. No problem. No muss, no fuss. With Microsoft, it was like, you had to, like, take the screenshot, and then you had to, like, upload it to your Microsoft account, and then you had to, like, download it from your Microsoft account so that you could then tweet it on social media. It was just like a multi-step process that was like super annoying. And now you have to do that with the PlayStation. Like, if I take a screenshot, it will automatically upload it to my PS app on my phone. So all I have to do then is go into my PS app, download the photo from the app into my phone, which I then, because you can't share directly from the app even. You have to download it to your phone. Then you can tweet it or Facebook it or Instagram it or whatever the hell you want to do with it. It's super irritating, especially since trophies don't automatically upload. You have to, like, go to the trophy screenshot and then say, yes, please upload that to my app. Because I wanted, so to get the trophy screenshot that I shared earlier in this video, and when I shared it on Twitter to say, hey, look, I platinumed this game, I had to go and manually upload it to the app so that I could then go to the app on my phone and do it. It's such a pain in the butt, and I don't like it. And I know that Elon Musk has ruined Twitter, but just leave it alone. It's not going to help anything by taking it away and making it more difficult for us to post on social media. Whatever. So that's it for this episode. Come back next time, and I will talk about more Disney and more whatever, and I will talk about Godzilla. Oh, and the new Miyazaki movie comes out next weekend. I have tickets for that for Saturday. So, double feature next week. See you then. Bye!